Folks, here we are back again. Another episode of Two in the Cooler. Thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Two in the Cooler, and definitely subscribe to the YouTube page. See all the clips, all that stuff. Follow the social media. Get to vote in the Who Would Win of the Week polls. This week's is really fucking good. And on that note, don't forget to join us for the goddamn Clubhouses in that Clubhouse app. If you haven't used it before, it's like these audio rooms. So you jump in, everybody talks about each other. We're starting to do the Who Would Win of the Week rooms on Clubhouse. So you can get involved in the conversation. Say who you think would win that week. See what's going on. We learn a lot of interesting stuff in there. Those are happening 4 p.m. on Fridays. There's no Two in the Cooler Clubhouse account. Haven't figured that out yet, so it's just at Andrew Canada on Clubhouse. Jump in there. We'll be doing those rooms. It's a lot of fun. All right, awesome episode today with the man himself, Ryan Metzler. Wanted to have him on for a long time. But before we get into it, got to pay the bills. Here we go. This episode of Two in the Cooler comes to you in affiliation with Instacart. Instacart, it's the best way to have some of your favorite local products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your door in as little as 1 hour. You don't have to just use it for the grocery store, people, but I would recommend using it for the grocery store because grocery stores are terrible. I can't stand them. Some people, they go to the grocery store and apparently it calms them down. That's awful, okay? If you want to do that, that's probably the people they've got working for Instacart, their delivery people, because they are the best. Whatever you get, these people are going to take care of it, okay? Buy some eggs, no problem. Not a single crack. They'll get them to you safe and sound in as little as 1 hour, okay? Don't bother going out to the grocery stores. You do what you got to do. You live your life. Why do you have to add another thing to your list? Don't even think about it. Start using Instacart. Best part is right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $35 or more. Just hit the link in the show description. Get that deal going for you. This episode of Two in the Cooler is also brought to you by Two in the Cooler. That's right, folks. Merch on teespring.com/store/Two in the Cooler. Just hit the links in our bios on social media. Get that going. In this episode, we talk about new merch. Some of it's going to be up there probably right now, the second that you're listening to this. We got a couple of new things coming out. It's going to be very exciting. Make sure you check those out. A couple new t-shirts coming out just for spring. But we've got all kinds of stuff on there. Hoodies, long sleeves, a couple of tank tops for now that the weather's hopefully going to be getting warmer wherever you are, okay? Excellent prices, super quality material. That's why we had to use Teespring, because they'll allow us to choose what kind of shirts we put out. And we're going to put out some quality, okay? We don't want it trinking on you. We don't want it, feeling terrible when you put it on. Oh, that's awful. We got all kinds of stuff on there. We've got the hashtag pizza tipping merch. We've got the logo merch. We've got the Matt Can't Read stuff. And like I said, new additions coming to that very soon. They might be up there right now. Give it, check it out. All right, folks. That's enough out of me. That was a lot to get out. Here's the episode. Ryan Metzler. Enjoy it. Thanks, guys.
This episode is in honor of Avicii pouring out for our mans.
R.I.P.
Wish you could step off.
Yeah, don't sing it.
Yeah, we'll get copyrighted.
That's why I didn't start the episode when you were playing it on your phone.
Yeah, I know that. We have a lot to talk about today. First and foremost, first-time guest, but long time. We've been waiting to get him on as a guest. The only lineman that has ever been in this room, Ryan Metzler.
Yes, thanks. How's it going, guys?
Andy, before we get into him, how have you been?
I've been fine. I've been waiting for this podcast all week.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this one.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking forward to it ever since I got the text.
He's
I've
been Jake Muzzin for
sure.
But,
like you said, only one to ever be in the room. Very, very difficult to get a hold of me. I'm busy guy.
He's fixing
busy schedule.
lines.
My people talk to your people, and then
they
get back to me. Yeah.
We'll get into all that, but I think we should start with one of the earliest episodes of our show showcased. It would have been just after a year ago today, because a year ago today is when Metzler and I drove down to Georgia for him to pass his test to get his CDL license. So middle of a pandemic, we did this. I'm sure there's got to be one. I don't even know. Do you remember the story from when we told it like the first time? Everything that happened. We couldn't shit. Remember? Because we weren't allowed in the restaurants.
No, that I didn't remember.
Yeah, we couldn't.
14-hour drive. Yeah, 14 hours.
And you couldn't shit once?
Because all the restaurants
keep in mind, we're sucking down coffees the whole time.
Yeah,
right.
cough bank and like the whole nine too. Like everything's fast food on the way down. You know what I mean?
Just
KFC.
Everything
we
is
stopped
fast
at a
food on the way
KFC in
down.
Kentucky.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Kentucky. We went to KFC.
I guess that's kind of cool, but at the same
it's
time,
like slightly out of the way from the throughway, but we.
It also feels a little bit like a middle finger to Kentucky.
No, it was fire. If they still had Famous Bowls kicking, so sucking Andy.
God.
Andy doesn't fuck with Famous Bowls.
Well, I don't know why. Like that's disrespectful. Like.
I guess I mean.
Well, there's been
there's mixed up.
Here.
I know that sounds gross.
Let me tell you this before you judge him for not liking Famous Bowls. There's a couple rumors that he was actually born and raised in Soviet Russia.
See, now it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah.
Because communists hate Famous Bowls.
Andy's probably a guy that like you put the food on his plate and that's all can't touch. None of it can touch. You know, separate everything. Dividers.
He's kosher.
The divider plates.
Yeah, he needs divider plates.
Like the little kids.
He's also the slowest eater ever.
That's not I take a while to eat because I'm enjoying
being
it.
slow.
No, because I'm enjoying it, and it's also it's not about shoveling the food down my face for me. It's about sitting there and talking and having a good time. It's an experience.
I've actually seen Metzler so hungry that he can't wait to take the pizza out of the oven, so he just gets in the oven and eats the pizza inside of the oven.
This is coming from the guy that takes the pizza out of the oven and puts it back in the freezer to cool it down.
That's a good idea, though. Actually, that's completely disproving your point. That's what a lot of I don't think they do it with pizza, but a lot of different foods. That's what you do with them. You cook them and then you blast chill them so they're ready to go, and then boom, perfect to eat.
Yeah, DiGiorno's. You definitely
take it out of the oven and you know, and then you just go for the first bite.
See,
he eats like a sick individual.
That's what do you call him? That's Amish thinking. That's Amish thinking. Where you got to think ahead, Metzler. You got to think to the 21st century, whatever century we're in now.
Use electricity to your advantage.
Exactly.
I'm full. I'm hanging out. I'm nice and laying on the couch, and he's just pulling his pizza back out of the freezer. I mean,
even if it comes even if you get a pizza delivered and it's too hot, boom, straight in the freezer.
No.
What's he writing down?
Just making a note, something that I might want to talk about later. I forgot.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like that. Yeah. So
I felt like I was in I'm getting graded or something. Like he's listening to me, and all of a sudden he's
ranking us.
Yeah, like shit.
So, but the biggest thing we have to talk about from that trip is the Oyster. So the Oyster was a bar, and this was like the very beginning, middle of the pandemic. Whole world is shut down. And we arrived to small town Dalton, Georgia.
Yeah.
And the place is popping off.
Yeah, like
Outback's open.
The reason we had to drive down to do it is because my class, like, we pushed the graduation like a week ahead, and we ended school because of the pandemic coming through. Like everything was just shutting down.
Yeah, the dummy.
And so I'm like, damn, now I'm gonna have to drive back down here, take my CDL test. And next thing I know, it was like 3 weeks later after I graduated, they give me the nod to come down. Like, you're scheduled, you're good to go. And so I'm looking around for partners for a roadie, Canada Bites, and next thing you know, we're headed down there. We got a hotel room, and this restaurant, it was one of a kind. The Oyster.
Yeah, I remember this story when Matthew told it, and it was weird because we were already closed up. Everything up here in New York.
Yeah.
They were. You said that at that time down there, no masks. Nobody was wearing masks.
No,
nothing.
But they had the sign. There was a sign on an Outback that was next to our hotel,
like an Outback steakhouse.
Yeah.
Yes.
That said, like, dining room now open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like
and so when we saw it, we were like, oh, like that Outback must have just opened. Like we didn't. And then we kind of started piecing it together. But the crazy part about that means that at some point their dining room was closed. Like, what did they close it for 2 weeks? There was restaurants up here that were closed for like 6 months.
And they were opening back up 365 days ago. Like there was a Snapchat memory this morning.
Literally, of
this
us
morning.
there. It's the night that we were at the Oyster. Yeah.
365 days ago was the prime pandemic. No one knew what was going on. We were blindsided, and the world was just in shambles. And this restaurant was just opening back up.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And we're having you here on the anniversary of that.
And
Tiger King was still big.
And I had a turkey club. It was pretty good. The place wasn't super sanitary, but
no.
Yeah, I remember you guys saying that. Like a lot of people were coming in and out, going behind the bar, touching things.
Well, there was
There was a dog.
There was a dog.
Yeah,
it came in the side door. Like someone let it in. And
dog was just ripping around.
Did it run into the kitchen or no? Just behind the bar.
I don't know. I hope it wasn't in the kitchen. That definitely can't be sanitary.
No, yeah, but this place though, I'm telling you, like we were walking up to it, and we're from up here. Everything was shut down. Everything, it was like you can't even barely go to a gas station to get gas around here. Everyone's don't want to touch nothing. Down there, we're like walking up to this restaurant, and we're reading the paper on the door, like we're like, okay, face mask or something, or maybe not open, takeout only. We're just looking to get dinner. We're hungry, and all of a sudden, like we can kind of see from like behind the paper, we see a motion. There's a guy in there sitting at the bar waving us in. Come in. So we open up the door. We're like you guys doing food? Like, yeah, come in, sit down. Yes. Like that's what it was. Like
sat at the bar, had a couple pops.
Yes, like this is what was going on in Dalton, Georgia. I didn't even know if they knew that there was a pandemic. That's the way it was. It was crazy, bizarre.
Yeah, that's the guy who he was planning on getting a Young Freak tonight.
No, that was, he was there. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. That's a classic line. It was
that
his
guy
birthday.
was a sick fuck.
Yeah, he's
R.I.P. But the other guy that was there
now.
too was the guy who, when we told him that like we're hockey players and fans and stuff, holds out his arm to like show us his tattoo, and it looks like somebody just spilled some paint on him. And he's like, it's the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, the Red Wings. The Red Wings.
Like, that's a blob, sir. That's not the Detroit Red Wings logo.
That's what it was. I couldn't remember the team, but yeah, the Red Wings. So random too.
As we get away from Georgia, I don't want to get away from Georgia full time because there's a lot of stories, good stories from when you were going to school down there that I think are worth bringing up. But to kind of put things in chronological order, and Andy, I don't even know if you know this, you're currently sitting in the presence of the NA3HL Fighter of the Year.
Yep, I do have that award.
Wow. From what year?
17, 18, or 16, 17, one of the two.
I think it was 16,
I was
17.
Just thinking when
that I could kick Metzler's ass right now?
No, coming into having you on, Metzler, was when was the last time you guys played on a team together?
Oh, a long time ago. I mean, not like you're talking real, like not like barley hockey.
Something where
high school hockey had to be
high school hockey. There was some game, and I feel like it wasn't that long ago.
It's probably.
And did you guys ever play against each other?
No.
Okay, well, you guys were on the same team, I think. So this must have been way back, and I was right up against the glass, kind of in the corner by, I think your guys' net.
Oh, if you were there, it was definitely
so it was probably a really long time ago.
I'm smiling because I know this has got to be something good that it's about to say.
Well, it's just there's this image that will never be deleted from my mind, and something was going on. Either somebody on your team got hit, and Metzler like went in there and then maybe got like hit, or you just straight up got hit and puck's on the other side. You got up, and as you were speeding down the ice, there was this look on your face.
Yeah, that's the look.
That it was as red as this part of my sweatshirt. And it was like a bulldog foaming at the mouth, and I was like, "He is gonna fucking kill somebody."
That was probably days, because that's. I mean, we had a little more discipline invoked in us by the time we got to high school, but
I also did have that.
I've seen that
trigger.
Look.
Yeah, when the fuses cross.
Intense.
Yeah.
That look.
Yeah.
It was a look of pure anger. Oh yeah. I was like, I'll never forget that look.
During my hockey career, I had that look more than one time.
Yeah, I looked at that face and I was like, "That's the fighter of the year."
Yeah. Don't give him a chance.
Yeah. You said favorite fighter of the year, and that's what came to his head right away.
Don't give him a chance.
But yeah, no, I got that award back in my junior days.
But here's the thing: is the award wasn't given out for most skilled fighter. I don't think. I think it was given out for just most fights, because I actually don't know if I've ever seen video footage of Metzler winning a fight.
That's just a lie. That's just a lie.
Okay.
Also,
what do you think your record would be?
Well, I don't know my total amount. I'd have to guess it's probably around 6 or 7. and I've probably gone. If it's 6, I've gone 6-0. If it's 7, I've gone 7-0.
Well, that's just not even it. I'm getting Reggie
that
on
math
the line.
works out.
I'm getting Reggie.
Out.
Oh, Reggie Hunter's actually the guy I won Fight of the Year against.
Wherever
Reggie was
Hunter
up for it?
is.
Reggie Hunter was the guy's name. Yeah,
That guy sounds like Fighter of the Year.
he was a bigger guy in the other team. We're going out from the locker room for warm-ups, and the one assistant coach comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, you're going this guy tonight," and I was like, "No, I don't know if I really want to. Like, he's out of my league, you know." And so we go to warm-ups. We come back. There's Zamboni in the ice, and next it's like first or second period. I don't even know. And I had no intentions. Like, I was like, "Dude, I don't care. I'm not fighting this guy. You know, it's not gonna happen." And next thing I know, like, the puck goes in the corner or something or behind the net, and there was a scrum, and my gloves are just off my hands, and this guy's gloves are, and it just happened to be him. And, like, we're going each other, and I don't know, blacked out. It's like it's not even, I can't remember. No recollection.
Is that what it would be like most of the times you get into these fights, where it would just full emotional takeover, and like you just have to scrap?
The first fight I ever got into. I remember, like, there was a kid on my team, Anthony Tomasi, legend.
Yeah.
He got cross-checked, and he was on the ice, and the guy, like, put another shot in his back. And so I just came over, like, no intentions of fighting. I'd never gotten in a fight before, no intentions of it. And I just come over to, maybe push him, rough him up, let him know, like, that's not cool. And next thing I know, I'm skating off the ice, giving it, like, the clap. Like, that's, like, back when, like, that's all I can remember. I don't remember the
just
actual.
Leaving a guy in a pile, his body in a pile behind you.
I don't even remember, anything happening in between. It's just,
and then
it just goes blurry.
Then he found his talent.
Yeah.
And then he just get the nod, and
and then all of a sudden,
don't give him a chance.
The coach saw it, he liked it, and all of a sudden, there's just, I wasn't out there to score goals or get assists or do anything really besides stir the pot.
So a couple other things about that team. One, they started the season 3-0.
Hot.
Went on a 17-game losing streak.
Cold.
And then battled all the way back and missed playoffs by 1 point.
Yeah. Yeah, we dropped 17 straight, and in, like, mid-December, we were, like, basically, it was almost mathematically we were ruled out. Like, we were close. Like, it wasn't a sure thing, but it would have had to really be something special for us to make it. And then all of a sudden we won 2 games, and we started talking about it. We're like, this is the mid-December playoff push. Like, the playoffs are in a month and a half or something, and we're making a push for it. And, we ended up missing the playoffs by 1 point. It was wild, though. It was crazy.
And also,
there was a couple coaching changes, and, it was nuts. Call-ups.
That was the last year that the team was ever in existence. R.I.P. LPE.
Yeah, Lockport Express.
And Metzler was 2 minutes shy, right?
No. I got scummed.
No, he was 2 minutes shy of being the all-time leader in penalty minutes for the Lockport Express.
I was. Well, if you look on their website, I am 2 minutes shy. But I had more than I would have. I should be the leader, like, physically I am, but according to the website, it's not. The last game of the year, I got, like, a double minor, which would have put, like, not intentionally, but it just, it happened. Well, actually, maybe going for the record, it might have been slightly intentionally. But I'm in the box, right? I'm serving my penalty. I'm thinking in my head, like, coming out of the box or whatever. But I'm like, oh yeah, I just took the lead. Like, no one's touching me. I go on, like, they put it on the website. They gave it to another guy. They gave my minutes to another guy. He had a broken collarbone or an arm. He's in the stands in a sling. Josh Evoy, another legend. He got my penalty minutes, and he's actually, I think he's got the lead now.
Yeah, so
now I think about it. Yeah, so I got scum.
Isn't that
Wait a minute. So this guy Josh did not play in the game.
No, he was in the stands.
Collarbone in the stands.
Sling.
And they gave him those minutes.
Yeah,
and took away the record. But It
happened.
That seems like something that can be solved.
It happens more than you think, like, with points and penalty minutes. Like,
not to Logar, though. Logar doesn't miss points. He actually gets phantoms. He gets
points, you know what a phantom
don't even
is?
Exist.
Would that be like,
like,
Josh getting those points?
Those are penalty minutes, but a phantom assist is so when somebody scores a goal, like, you can get a primary and a secondary assist. A lot of times, depending on the game, like, refs maybe don't, sometimes they'll only put a primary assist on. They don't even pay attention to the secondary. So Phantoms are when the refs, like when you're celebrating a goal and the refs are like, okay, like 5 from 20, like that's the goal and the assist, and then somebody else will spit out like 14.
Yeah.
And so they'll get the secondary even though didn't touch the puck.
I've seen Logar get an assist from the bench.
Yeah. Shit like that.
That sounds like
another Phantom King. Also legend is Justin Durkee. Justin Durkee probably would average 30 points a season when we were playing together at Canisius, and I bet you 20 of those points are Phantoms. And that's generous. And that's really generous.
I could see that happening too. The little raspy voice, like, "Oh, that was from 4."
Yeah. Just, I don't even know it. He wore 13 at Canisius.
13.
Yeah, 13.
Oh man,
that sounds like just another skill set to have, though.
It is. Add that to the resume.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh man. So then, fast forward, your hockey career ends, and so you end up in Georgia going to lineman school.
Yep.
And I know you've got some crazy stories from being down in Georgia. I feel like once you get south of the Mason-Dixon line, stories just start to pile up.
If you've listened to country music, there's a lot of people that, a lot of artists, they talk about, being down south and things being a little different, whatever, this and that. It's like, oh, how different could it be? Like,
yeah, we have bonfires.
It's the same country. Yeah, drive a truck, bonfire, drink beers, this and that. It really is another world. It really is. It's there was this lady that worked at the Subway down there. She was.
We talk about Subways a lot.
Mm-hmm. She was the nicest. Like you hear about that Southern
hospitality.
Southern hospitality. It's like you walked into the Subway, and the line school kids kind of had a bad reputation. They were loud, make a lot of noise. It's a really small town. Make a mess of everything. It's like I got my uniform on. I'm on my lunch. I walk in. Oh, hey, darling. Like, what can I get for you today? And it's just like, it's the sweetest lady in the world. You know what I mean? The people down there really are a lot like, it was wild. They were a lot nicer.
Nothing like Andy.
But yeah, that place is.
Well, you don't ask me for fucking banana peppers when there's a national shortage, you dumb bitch.
Yeah. See, Andy did a stint at Subway. He was not nice.
No, I was nice to everybody except that woman.
I remember the stint.
Yeah.
I remember the stint.
Yeah.
When Andy was living down in Florida. I mean, it's up to you. I don't know.
They send me emails for some reason. I have never done anything with Full Sail, but I catch an email here and there. I always think of you when I get those emails.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to tell them, what you're not trying to tell, but I know there's a few stories, nothing crazy, but of you guys, like when all the guys were together having some bonfires, a little leg wrestling, maybe something along those lines.
The leg wrestling.
So
man.
Andy, do you know what leg wrestling is?
Yeah, I think I heard of that.
Oh,
before.
Explain it for the people that might not.
So you basically, me and you could almost do it like if we were to lay down right now, if the table wasn't here.
Oh, okay.
Lay down like kind of feet to head, like kind of, in a way, like
you're on your back and your head are where his feet are.
And my head's like next to where your feet are. And so you're basically like hip to hip, and you lock arms, and your legs are coming up, and it's like 1, 2, 3, and they're crossing. And then on 3, you lock legs, and you got to try to fold the other person backwards. That you wouldn't believe how intense some of these people get, like the competitive level of some of these guys.
Oh, I believe it 100%.
Oh,
if it's you guys are all staying in the same place, right? For how long are you down there for?
15 weeks.
15 weeks. You guys are all staying. They have basically barracks for you. Right?
No. They full on off-campus housing is all they have.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
So they don't even have the school's not even actually affiliated with the housing. It's more or less just these people that have the apartments or the houses. They
reach out to the school.
They have the school basically kind of promote their houses in a way.
Yeah.
But you can go down there and get your own apartment or do whatever. But I mean, you want to be close with the guys that you're going to be in class with. So I got in a house. I actually wanted a house with 3 guys. I had a house with 8 guys upstairs and 4 guys in the basement. So there was 12 of us, and we had neighbors that had the same setup. So there was a lot of us right there.
Yeah, see, anytime that sort of thing happens, you're going to find yourself doing some leg wrestling or something like that, and it's always going to get crazy.
I'm telling you, these these matches of leg wrestling, like there would be like a party, like a couple of houses get together, and next thing you know, you get 30, 40 people together, and there's just circled up crowds with like just bush lights just coming off the top ropes. And these guys, there's just two guys laying down on the ground leg wrestling in front of everybody.
One story or one like part of that I loved is like because they would all be together and like they'd all get together and drink on the weekends and stuff like that, you know. And the one thing that Metzler told us was that the school wouldn't let them take their lineman equipment from the school because they had too many instances in the past where like they'd be like having a party and the guys would just strap up and start like climbing trees in their backyard and shit,
or like real electrical poles, like completely uncertified, shouldn't be up there. You need like, you know, you can't touch anything, and there's kids doing it just outside of school. So there was
probably sauce.
There was a whole room in the school with like shelving units just everywhere, and that's where you put your bag of all your gear every day. You go in there in the morning, take it out, before you leave you put it back, and like they checked all the time. You couldn't get it out of there, had to leave it there. And when they told us that, I was like, no, that sounds crazy. And then the more I thought about it, the more time I spent down there, I was like, dude, this would be
thank God they didn't let us take that shit.
Yeah.
And there's one other specific story that I'm thinking of, and it's not. I don't think that this is an illegal thing, but it involves gasoline and styrofoam.
Oh my God! Yeah, we would make. What is that? Is that called tannerite or no?
Napalm.
Napalm.
So Andy, they would mix.
Oh man,
my one roommate, Montana. He's actually a fellow New Yorker. He's from like the Oswego area.
We should leave all names out of this, so I'll bleep that.
It's not illegal.
Are you sure?
Yeah, probably.
It's not illegal to make napalm?
I mean,
well, they weren't using it for shit. Just listen to the story.
I don't know if it's like actually classified as napalm, but it might just be
okay. It's
similar.
Just it's not napalm. It's just a fake thing.
Yeah, I don't
know.
They
just
if
call it
that
that
make
for
napalm
whatever.
like melt styrofoam, you know
right?
I mean?
And gasoline.
I would still maybe not say names of, but I don't know, man. Whatever you got to do.
I mean,
it's probably fine.
We had a 5-gallon bucket nonetheless, and we had
a 5-gallon bucket of gasoline or a 5-gallon bucket of this mixture.
5-gallon bucket was empty. All right, I'm getting.
Okay. Oh, okay.
We had a lot of styrofoam. Oh, the one guy in my. That brings another story. But the one guy in my house, he was a younger kid, just graduated high school, but his mom had like sent him like a care package of meats.
Like
from
frozen
home.
meats.
Yeah, like frozen meats. And it was it came in a box, and inside the box was a styrofoam cooler that had like dry ice and stuff. So the dry ice we had some fun with the dry ice as well.
Oh, okay.
But the styrofoam, so that's how we had a surplus of styrofoam, this giant styrofoam cooler. And you break it into chunks and put it in like a 5-gallon bucket, and you just pour like equal parts gas to styrofoam mixture, and you just like stir it with a stick. And it just becomes this like slime, gooey residue that when you light on fire stays lit for a very long time and burns pretty hot. I have heard a story of someone taking it, because it's like very sticky and stretchy, taking it or wrapping it around the base of the tree, and very healthy tree, and the tree burning over,
just
like,
burning a live tree down.
burning a hole through like a ring through the tree. Rather than cut it, they just
that's kind of a cool way to take a tree down. I don't know if we can put the information out there that that's how you make that thing. Because what if somebody like listens to this? Like, no, I'm not. I'm honestly speaking, like,
I think
legally,
you're thinking too far into it.
I definitely am, but it doesn't hurt to save ourselves. Like, if somebody
started making or gas and
you could probably
styrofoam.
fucking Google that. I bet you could Google that.
Yeah, you could Google that,
definitely.
but the
I mean, my roommate didn't just make it up himself. It's not like he was a scientist.
All right, well, why don't we leave it in and see what happens?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that that's a problem.
I think it could be. I feel like there's
Put
stuff
a warning
about that,
on it, like a don't do
this.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously
warning.
don't. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Don't do that.
Don't do that at home
ever.
We don't condone that sort of thing. Boom, nailed it.
Yeah.
Just saved us a ton of legal fees. Thanks, man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
idiots.
Yeah, just a disclaimer.
Yeah, quick disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Right?
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, Georgia was definitely. You guys definitely had fun on there. Definitely a little bit of a different world.
I mean, hey, you gotta cut it. I gotta cut that off at some point because I could sit here and talk to you for hours about it. You know, like my one roommate called me not long ago, and we sat on the phone for an hour and a half just talking on the phone, just reminiscing. And yeah, so can't do the whole pod about that, but I could if you wanted me to.
Someday we'll do like a special like all lineman review.
We'll do what we'll do now. We'll do a special, and we'll so we don't have to do any more legal disclaimers. We'll black your face out, and we'll give you a voice changer.
One of those like tell all stories.
Yeah, about what it's
let's
like.
Let's do it live from like up one of the lines, up one of the poles. Or
FaceTime.
Yeah, that'll all work.
Andy, you have to go get certified so you can work a camera at the top of a pole.
I wonder if there's a way to get around. Like, I wonder if you.
Nope.
We could just get a tall tree and just cut all the branches off on the way up and make it look like a pole.
Yeah, it's a little set deck,
and it's a little less dangerous that there's no like
live
electricity going through it.
Yeah.
See, that's a dangerous job. I feel like a lot of people don't realize. Oh boy. What do you got?
One more story you have to tell.
All right.
And it's the guy that worked at the store that would always tell you guys to wear your gloves or whatever they're called.
Oh my God. If you didn't say that, I would have never remembered. There was like a fishing and like an outdoorsman, like fishing and hunting store, kind of like a Cabela's, but very small, like mom and pop, like outdoor store. And this guy was a lineman, like legit. And both of his arms blown off, and he would work from behind the desk using nothing but his feet. He would cash you out with like his feet, you know, like on the like. This guy was a complete electric factory. It was the coolest thing. It sounds like a lie, but you can't. You have to be there to see. You have to see it.
I feel like there's more people like that in the South than there could ever be in the North.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like that's such a Georgia thing. There's nobody here.
That dude's got grit, sandpaper.
Yeah, which is something that Andrew doesn't have.
No sandpaper.
We talk about this a lot. Andrew lacks all type of sandpaper.
No grit.
Yeah,
see, I don't think that's
He's
true.
a big lube guy.
Yeah, lube, spit, lube, whatever.
See, I don't think that's true. I feel like maybe it's just a little more understated. Like, I don't have to tell everybody that I'm all sandpaper, you know, because I'm just confident that I am.
You don't have to
That's
tell
how I
us.
feel
We're
about
just
it.
telling you.
Yeah, we don't have to tell us. We know.
We're the ones observing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you're wrong. You come in here, you tell me that I got no sandpaper whatsoever.
I'm like a 40 grit.
You have no sandpaper.
If anything, he's like a 220.
I think you're wrong.
Like He's like if anything, he's like a 220, really fine.
The 220 would tear up that kid's skin. He's got nothing.
I was running 220 the other night. Matter of fact, on the bar,
on the new bar,
and I was in between coats of poly, and I was running 220 on it. I actually took it off and just put it on my hand and let it.
Yeah.
And nothing.
Toughen us up a bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a website that I found that you can get bed sheets that are just straight sandpaper. So that's usually what I sleep on.
I was just gonna say that's you just found that out. Like
yeah.
I've been living my life like that.
Yeah. Andrew, on the other hand, he's got like 1,200 thread count.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bamboo sheets.
Yeah, from like Florida or something crazy.
Yeah. Italy. Yeah, Italy.
Yeah. Florida is really
that
not
sounds
crazy.
fine. That sounds totally fine to me. I don't know why I would have to.
I
don't know why I would have to sleep on sandpaper just to prove that I'm
getting good night's rest.
Whatever.
Getting good, comfortable night's rest.
Imagine how untrained his mitochondria are.
0.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I got the best mitochondria in the game.
No.
I get compliments. Every time I go to the doctor, I get compliments on the mitochondria. That's an absolute fact. It's been that way since I was like 7 years old. Always.
Cody Lundeen probably has something different to say about that.
I was just going to say, your mitochondria game is weak.
Yeah.
Cody Lundeen, you wear shoes. He hasn't worn shoes for over like 20-something years.
Oh, that's that guy. Well, that guy's feet are really gross.
He'd be in Antarctica, Arctic Circle, like -20, knee-deep snow, and he's just wearing a pair of wool socks.
Yeah, just a pair of wool socks. See, he trained the mitochondria powerhouse cell in his feet to have all that grit. Your feet, I've never even seen. You don't even like sand. I've never even seen you walk barefoot.
No, the sand is too hot for
beautiful summer day. You're going to get the mail. Are you putting shoes on?
Oh, I'm at least wearing socks. I don't go barefoot myself. I just don't.
See,
like
I'm a
feet.
big bear. I go barefoot.
This is another part of the
tell
tell-all. I'm not a foot guy. Feet are gross.
Yeah, well, especially if you do that shit with them, your feet always look disgusting.
But I could if I. But the thing is, I could if I wanted.
But that's
right,
because
of course.
my mitochondria are trained.
Oh, mine are strong mitochondria.
Yours are weak.
I just choose.
You
to
can
keep
barely
mine
even wear a
covered.
pair of sandals because they're so weak.
I choose to keep mine.
Because
Covered.
I don't want to.
It's like March and Andy can't walk outside barefoot because the pavement's too hot.
Yeah.
It's like 45 degrees outside. It's
He's
too
like,
hot.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty good at walking on hot sidewalks. If
No.
I do say, yeah, I am.
With shoes on.
Well,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely.
especially, but
Some
barefoot. I
thick
can
old
make it happen.
soles on them too. Like,
Yeah.
then you don't want any
Like
heat,
Doc
transfer.
Martens. He's wearing
Yeah,
Doc Martens.
Martens.
Yeah. That's how much room he needs in between his feet and the ground because mitochondria are so
And even then, it
untrained.
gets a little boiling down there.
Doc
Yeah.
Martens. Oh my god.
Yeah, Cody Lundeen. I wonder how their house in the river's doing. We used to fish in this spot on Tonawanda Island, and just the current was pretty wicked though. So if your line got caught like going directly under you, it was toast. Didn't matter how hard you tried. It was getting stuck. You were losing everything on your line.
There was too much stuff down there to snag on, whether it be old rocks, tree branches, because the train tracks go across the river. Therefore, the current coming through takes trees and whatever else is floating down the river and gets stuck in these tracks, the pillars for the tracks. And you basically got snagged every time you put your line in the water.
One time I lost an iPhone there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
was playing Luke Bryan.
I remember. Yeah, he's
still is.
still playing, still running.
Because
yeah.
it was in a life proof. I say
Yeah.
that all the time. It's still somewhere. Muckley Creek is still
Yes.
bumping on that iPhone 5.
I'll never forget Matthew having to call your mom from my phone and say like, "Hey mom, this is Ryan or this is Matthew. I'm on Ryan's phone. My phone's in the bottom of the river right now."
I literally had that phone for like 2 days.
Dude, I remember we tied a big sinker to my pole, and Stobbs was gonna. We were gonna drop my line down, and Stobbs was gonna use my line as a guide to the bottom of the river to try to grab it. This is like 30-mile-an-hour current. Like you can't swim in this, and he's looking to go down like 15
and people,
feet into the water.
It would drive us crazy because we would be there we spent like a lot of time there, hours and hours there.
Ridiculous.
And there was people from North Tonawanda that would like go and like swim and like jump off the train tracks, and it would drive us crazy because people would like die there.
Oh yeah,
often.
Yeah,
because not only is the current so nasty and like the undertow, but also like we were saying, there's shit all down there that gets stuck in these train tracks that just sticks out of the water.
and they're diving from like a top rope
From the top of the train tracks, jumping in this water, and we would get so pissed because not only would we be trying to fish, but we'd be like, dude, if you don't come up, like we're just gonna leave you. We have no remorse for you.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna drop another line.
Yeah,
I'm not.
honestly, might work with some bait. Get a squange down there. I was looking for a little midnight snack. Runs into my line.
One of them freshwater
Bang.
sharks.
Yeah, which exist
Out were
in the river.
Oh, okay. So,
Bull sharks.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Bull
Yeah.
sharks. That's them, right?
did you guys ever get any?
no.
No.
I had a run in with once, punched it in the nose, it swam off.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah. But I mean, they're pretty gentle creatures. They don't really,
Yeah. No.
I mean, they're
You just got to
technically
show them who's boss.
they're
a little
technically
bit.
the most aggressive type of shark, but really they eat a lot of like tires and like license plates and stuff like that.
Whatever's,
That's the majority
whatever's
of their
floating.
diet.
Yeah.
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 They'll eat anything. So I'm not, I mean, also, I would think if you took who would win the week, me versus a bull shark, I would take me. I would probably take Metzler over a bull shark too. You
For sure.
probably couldn't beat up a goby. I don't know if you've ever
I
seen
don't even know what the fuck a goby
I
is.
mean,
smaller than that, smaller than your mouse.
I'm saying Andy is he's no sandpaper, buddy. I mean that's disrespectful to say that you couldn't beat up a goby.
They're like these little. They're
that's
like
definition
this
disrespect.
big. They're these invasive species of fish that came in from Asia.
Asia, right? Yeah.
And they're so invasive. So when you catch them, you're supposed to kill them. Yeah. So we would catch them and fucking fuck these things up, and then.
Would you guys do that? Like you ever see the guys in Alaska that like catch a fish and then they punch it in the head to kill it?
See, I've never done that myself, but my grandfather does have a knife that like it's a fishing knife, And if he was keeping the fish, like that's one of the ways to like take fish out, I guess. I've only kept fish that I've caught like twice in my life, but it was like a knife on one end, and at the bottom of the handle, this is like a metal handle. There was just a big ball
like
at the
blunt
end,
object,
and just whack.
That's so brutal.
It is.
There's something,
dead instantly.
but there's something like
There's
There's something kind of funny about that image though, because the fish is like it's so slippery. It's just flopping around, and you just wail on this thing that has no chance of.
See, that just seems so barbaric.
It's terrible, but which is why I'm like, why is that necessary? When I would see there was some
gobies are different.
Alaskan.
You're supposed to kill them.
Sure.
Gobies, yeah.
Sometimes
but do you have to kill them by punching them? But to kill them by punching them in the face.
Sometimes they say you're supposed to torture them to warn off the other gobies in the
area.
area.
Like they'll put out some kind of like.
Yeah.
I don't know if science has actually proven that or not, but
that's what they say on
theoretically.
Theoretically,
yeah. Word of mouth from other
Yeah.
fishermen,
Mm-hmm.
as they're going by on their boats. Yeah, hey, make sure you torture them. Yeah.
They got like a Smokey the Bear type guy out there.
Yeah.
Make sure you torture your gobies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us. We're already on that train. We know.
Gotcha. I'm beating the fuck out of these gobies.
No, yeah. Yeah, that was.
But sometimes you could kill them and then you could hook them up and fish for them.
Oh yeah, you can use them for bait. Yeah,
them.
you can use them for bait. Why not? You can use
Sounds
just
like
about
a good
anything
idea.
for bait. I mean, corn, hot dogs.
Yeah. We had a wicked schedule back in the day. We'd wake up, we'd all meet together on our bikes.
Oh, we put so many miles on these bikes.
We'd ride into Tonawanda with our backpacks and our fishing poles.
Yeah.
Fish for a few hours. Pool up whoever, all our money.
Oh, none of us are working. We're all just bumming
that
dollars,
McDonald's. That's right there. It's closed now. We'd ride.
Is it really?
Yeah, we'd ride to that McDonald's, and that was back in the day when dinner boxes were only like $9.99.
Yes.
So we'd get a dinner box, and then one, maybe two people, if we had some excess change, would get the 99-cent large sweet tea, and that would be what we would all share to drink.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. Like none of us are. We're what 14 maybe.
Yeah, we're young.
Right? We're on our bikes and stuff, and yeah, I mean we're asking our parents for money, and it's like, oh, I got 3 singles. Oh, I got 5 quarters. Like next thing you know, we're adding up. Oh, dude, we got $10. Let's go get a dinner box.
See, I feel like people are always going to do that sort of thing. Like folks are always like, oh, nobody does that. Kids just stay inside and play video games and stuff all the time.
Well, there are a lot of people like that.
Yeah, there are a lot of people like that, but I think there's always going to be groups of kids like going out, because another part of that is like when you're young, kind of getting away from any type of authority, parental like supervision, any of that.
We
you know what I mean?
We definitely cause a lot of mischief on our bikes.
Yeah.
And we do funny shit too. Do you remember the barge? There was this barge.
Oh man, this is like there was probably some construction company.
Yeah, there was this barge, and it was under the bridge that we would cross to get to the train tracks, and it got to the point where like we would just like stand on the barge and fish, and like it was like roped to the ceiling of the bridge, but we like figured out that we could like pull it like with the rope and like give ourselves like more slack to get out into like the middle of the water.
Didn't it start going downriver one time?
I hope not.
I could have sworn that we almost lost someone downriver because the barge
that probably
started to float away.
It probably happened.
I
but
thought it was you. I really thought it was you. Thinking about it, I thought it was like me, Stobbs, and Brooks on shore.
Yeah, I think it definitely a possibility.
You at least headed downstream,
and
like, toward Niagara Falls.
And had to chuck the rope, and I probably had to chuck the rope.
Yeah, toward Niagara Falls, man.
What are you gonna do?
There's
I would have gone down with the ship. I wasn't letting it go alone.
I think there's like a 60% chance, like historically speaking, there's like a 60% chance that you'll survive if you go down.
If you got
falls?
sandpaper, it's like an 80%.
At 60%, I'm 100% in to try it.
Sandpaper finish.
That's what I'm saying. Like those odds are not bad in the slightest.
I think that the play would be.
I mean, for that fall, it's. Not
I think the play would be
for
like,
an average person.
I think the play would be to like go off on a jet ski and like gas it right as you go over the bridge, and then let go of the jet ski and like try to just make it over the rocks. You know what I mean?
Right. That's a thing. Well, the thing is,
you want to know what I would love to do? Actually, is like set that up with a parachute on and jet ski over the falls, and then once you get out, pull the chute.
Or one of those like hang gliders.
Yeah. I bet you people will have like asked to do that and stuff. You probably can't just because of the.
Can we put that
in the pod? State park? But
can we put that in the pod, or is that gonna? That's going to cause too many people to do crazy.
No, that's probably fine.
Fuck you, Andy.
Well, because it's not like
disclaimer, don't go over the falls.
Don't do this.
Yeah, apparently we have to disclaim everything we
No.
say
It's just like Fine, whatever. You're right. Forget it. But I'm just saying.
Don't go over.
Disclaimer: don't do bad shit, folks.
Parental advisory warning.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's weird stuff about people making explosives in their homes, though. I feel like people have gotten taken down for that.
Oh, it's not
sort of thing.
explosive. It's not explosive. It's just lights
like,
on fire.
It's like a fire starting log.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
See,
very
when
similar.
you said napalm,
Yeah,
I was
napalm's
like,
described.
this, like, somebody could use that for like domestic terrorism or something.
See, you're the
No,
one that's
no.
head went there. We didn't. We were
Because
talking about
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
No.
And even that, I was like,
'Cause
yeah,
I'm
that's
trying
kinda
to
too far,
Risk
but-
management. Yeah, I've taken a class or two in my day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Classes, huh?
Yeah. Psych.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, no, it could not. Oh, what do we got here? So, what do you say? Little who would win of the week, maybe?
Sure. We can get into that right now.
I think that the theory behind this who would win of the week was to keep it blue collar.
I love that.
Metzler's got
I love that.
cowboy boots on.
Yes, always.
Yeah. Show. You can show the camera.
Which one am I going?
That probably Andy's camera. Take his face off.
Oh, let me. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. You like? You like
Yeah.
those?
Fun
Yeah.
fact:
Oh,
last weekend Metzler fell asleep in those on my couch. Not the first time I've seen him do that either.
No, I was gonna say that happens every time.
If you can sleep in cowboy boots, you've got some grit.
Oh my god, yeah.
Not Andy. Silk pajamas.
I've slept in cowboy boots like, and lawn chair. You put me in a lawn chair,
Yeah.
couple lattes, bonfire. If you got me a bonfire, I'll fall asleep just anywhere. Remember the time we slept on the ground at Hasley's cabin?
Yeah, we've slept outside a few times just for fun.
I think
I found you know those things that people put on their windshields to keep their car not so hot.
I was just going.
I
there
found
with
one
this.
of those and I just laid on the ground and slept right next to the fire.
Look, that and that's only what 3.5 feet like long.
Yeah.
He's like 6'9", and he's on this thing. It's barely covering his back, and he's just laying there next to the fire.
Yeah, it just gave my upper body off the ground a little bit. And the crazy part is too is like it's not like we were doing it here. We were doing it down in the southern tier.
Yeah, Ellicottville.
Yeah, and we had like a fire going. We were cooking up dogs. We could have woke up. I
spider
could
dogs.
have been cuddling Brother Bear.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, he used the heat reflector. I think I just used a rake and piled up some dirt and made my bed like that.
I wasn't looking for heat. I was just looking for, maybe keep the shirt clean.
And I think someone else might have just used a hoodie for a pillow and just used the grass. Honestly, it was.
I think there was only 3 of us.
Yeah, me, you, and Hasley.
I think
Bauer was there, but he slept inside.
because Bauer's a bitch.
Yeah.
Bauer is a bitch.
Oh gosh, yeah. But then again, we're getting off topic.
Yeah. Who would win of the week? Andy, tee us up.
Tim Allen versus Larry the Cable Guy. Both stand-up comedians. Both
Blue collar.
blue-collar kind of guys in their perception. I forgot Tim Allen still got that current show, Last Man
Yeah,
Standing.
which
That's
is-
a
but
big
he's still
blue-collar
blue-
show.
yeah.
That's a funny
because-
show too.
There you
because
go.
he works at like a Cabela's
It's
pretty much.
sport or
Well, he owns
Sportsman
it.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sport warehouse or something. Like
And
that.
then before that was Tim. What was the show?
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement.
Oh,
great
that show.
fucking show.
Yeah, that was the
Unreal.
number
Home
one show in
Improvement's
America.
top 5.
Yeah.
I
have all seasons on DVD.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yo, we should get together and have
Yeah.
some beers and
Unreal,
watch.
man.
Yeah, for
It's
real.
really
Improvement
good.
one night.
That
And
show
build
does not.
something.
That show
We could
does not
build
get a.
something. Yeah, whatever he's building, we're building.
Yep.
That'd be a fun game to do. Just
Yeah.
build whatever they're building in the
Yeah.
episode. That's the only way to
Could
watch
you
that
imagine?
show. That'd be a lot. It'd probably cost a lot of money to build all that
Yeah.
Well, I
stuff.
mean, you're not gonna run. Yeah, I mean, you're
I
probably
hope
running.
you can't run these
max
shows
an
every
episode
week
a
either.
night, yeah.
Oh, a night. Some of these projects.
Nah, we could crank them out.
Yeah, I mean you have to. That's the whole point of doing the marathon. Though, is do it both ways.
Okay.
That show does not get enough respect. I don't think.
Which one's that? Home Improvement.
Home Improvement? Yeah. I don't think that
Did
gets
Larry
enough
the
respect.
Cable Guy have a show called Larry the Cable Guy? Or am I
No, he never.
Is
had
that
a
might
show,
have
I
been
don't
the
think.
name of his stand-up show.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
if you bought tickets to it, the ticket might have said Larry the Cable Guy.
Right,
Okay.
and he's had some movies and stuff that he's been in.
Question? Because I don't know a lot about Larry the Cable Guy. Did
Well-
he come in? Is he Larry the Cable Guy because he used to be a cable guy?
No, his real name is like I wish I should have looked it up.
Well, I figured the Cable Guy wasn't his real name, but I just want to know where it came
Well,
from.
he's
Larry,
not even
first name Larry, last name the Cable Guy.
Here's how we can get into it.
No
because Larry the Cable Guy. Oh, fuck. I do not have a good way of looking up stuff while I'm over
I
here.
can look
Will
up
you look it
stuff.
up? Okay, thanks, Matthew. So Larry the Cable Guy, surprise, surprise, his real name is not Larry the Cable Guy. It's like Andrew something or whatever.
Okay.
And he was like a regular stand-up comedian.
His name's fucking Daniel.
Daniel.
Daniel Lawrence Whitney.
Daniel Lawrence Whitney. That's actually a pretty good name.
Okay, Lawrence is probably where Lawrence is.
Long
for Larry?
Lawrence is long for Larry.
Okay,
so he was
yeah.
like a regular stand-up, and like back in the day when there was that boom.
He was one of the members of the
Blue Collar
Comedy Tour.
Do you not know what that is?
No.
You never heard of that? Oh, do you know what that is?
No.
Though, right? What the fuck, guys? The Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
I love the way
was
it sounds.
Fucking massive.
Fires me
It
up.
was. I can't believe you guys didn't know this. It was Larry the Cable Guy, Bill Engvall, Jeff Foxworthy, and Ron White.
What a lineup!
That's what everybody. That was a massive tour. I think they toured around for a couple of years, doing big theaters and
right here.
I don't know if they did any stadium shows, but that was a huge deal back in. Does it say when it was, Matthew?
Nope, it just says
Early
a comedy
2000s,
troupe,
it definitely was.
which included Bill
Engvall,
Ron
who also
White,
had a show, the Bill Engvall
Ron
show.
White, and Jeff Foxworthy.
Jeff Foxworthy.
Foxworthy's a legend. I didn't even know Jeff
With
Foxworthy
whom
did
he-
stand up for a
with
long
whom
time.
he has
What did you
starred
just
on
know him from?
The
though?
Outdoor
Collar
Channel.
TV.
He was always on hunting shows.
Yeah,
Really?
They have
Yeah.
a TV station called Blue Collar TV.
You know what I was saying to my
I
buddies?
gotta find that.
Oh no,
station.
that's a television series. So there
Oh.
you go. That's the TV series, Blue Collar TV.
What I was saying to just speaking of Jeff Foxworthy, I was thinking about this a couple weeks ago, and I said to my buddies, like, imagine. I was trying to put myself in the shoes of somebody who
Has grit.
would have a moment. No, that a great moment that would change their lives, and imagine what that would feel like. And I think a great example of that is just sit back for a second and imagine.
Can I close my eyes?
Yes, close your eyes. Okay, so you're sitting on your couch or you're sitting on your recliner. You got the feet up. Nothing's really going on.
What time is this? A Sunday morning, or is this a Thursday night?
This is Tuesday afternoon, actually. So you don't have a lot going on. That's part of it.
We just got out of work.
No, you didn't
We
have
don't-
to
we
go to
don't
work
have jobs.
today. Well,
Day
Holiday.
off.
It was a
Holiday.
holiday.
Yeah, long weekend.
4th
yeah,
of
there you
July.
go. There you go. So you're sitting there by yourself. You're Jeff Foxworthy, and you think of the "you might be a redneck" joke. That has,
I don't know it.
See, I knew that would not work on you. You, Jesus Christ.
That's when it was you might be a redneck if, and
Yeah.
then he lists off a thing or something that
Yeah.
would make you
Oh.
really.
Yeah.
That's not really a joke. That's just you might be.
That was
it is a joke, but you saying that was it was some skit, but that's
No.
just him saying you might be a redneck if.
You guys just don't understand. That joke for Jeff Foxworthy
Changed his life.
changed his whole life. So imagine that, and he was fucking huge. That guy moved
God,
tickets
yeah.
back in the day.
Oh,
he
gosh,
probably
yeah.
fucking still
Not as
does.
many as
I have
Garth
no
Brooks.
doubt.
I'm sure he still
Not as
does.
many as Garth
Okay.
Brooks, no, but he fucking moved tickets. Jeff Foxworthy.
We're a Garth Brooks podcast.
Yeah.
Do you know how many? Man, I've thought about this so much. Do you have any idea how many people would start listening to this show if it was just about Garth Brooks?
It pretty much is at this point.
Do you know the fan base that probably is so loyal to anything that
We've
has his name on
We've
it?
had some
'Cause
interaction
he's
with them
going
a
on
little
tour
bit.
this summer.
Yeah,
I mean-
I've seen it. I've seen the commercials.
Yeah, here.
106.5.
Yeah, all the time they're busting them
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I've thought about just selling out and just becoming that kind of podcast, and we'd get big quick. I think.
Oh God, yeah.
Nobody
you
take that
talk
idea,
about
I
shooting
guess,
to the
but-
moon, but
Yeah.
I wonder what a good name for a Garth Brooks podcast would be. Besides, it couldn't just be it would have to be a play on one of his songs.
Yeah, it
but
would be.
I can't even look him up on Apple Music because he's a fucking cocksucker.
He does his own thing, man. It's just another cash
Yeah.
grab for old Garth
All right,
Brooks.
who would be the week?
Oceanfront Property. I think that's a Garth Brooks song. And it's talking about a property that he has in Arizona, zero oceanfront property.
Yeah, that is a Garth Brooks song.
I've got
yeah.
some. Nope.
Yeah, copyright
Yeah,
infringements.
copyright infringements.
Probably Low Places.
Yeah, low places.
To
And
the
then
yo.
Speaking of which,
Sorry, I hit the right.
Or the friends in the Low Places.
yes.
We're not
But
that low.
did you see the pizza review Prez did yesterday?
No.
He was singing Low Places
It's a
nonstop.
great
He
song.
couldn't remember the lyrics, and he kept
got
trying to hum it to himself, and he couldn't pick it
Low
up.
Places is probably one of the most sang karaoke songs, but people that sing it only ever know the down to the Oasis part. That's
And then
the
the
only
rest
part.
is always
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, just a dance. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, and then the Oasis. Yeah, it hits every time. You ever go to Boots and Hearts and you walk past the karaoke stage, you'll hear it 4 or 5 times a day. A mumble right into the Okay. Who would win of the week?
Who would win the week?
Tim Allen versus Larry the Cable Guy.
Tim Allen, Larry the Cable Guy.
I'm going to come out and say it just to start. I like Tim Allen early. And I understand I don't have as much of an understanding of Larry the Cable Guy as I do Tim Allen, but they're both comedians. But I've at least seen with my own eyes Tim Allen play somebody who shows an enormous amount of grit. Larry the Cable Guy, yeah, he talks the talk and he's funny about it, but I've actually never seen him demonstrate said grit. So I mean, that's open to interpretation. If somebody has a story of him showing off some grit, I'm gonna look up there. Yeah, keep going.
I was also gonna say Tim Allen. I've got to take Tim Allen.
Okay.
I think Tim is just gonna be quicker on his feet.
Oh, 100%.
Without a doubt.
Larry the Cable Guy is not a small guy, but I think that he does have power.
Yeah,
I think that he definitely.
If he gets a hold of you,
yeah.
he's putting some damage.
Oh yeah,
on.
he'd be tough to get away from.
You know, I picture him right now, cut off flannel,
yep,
camo hat,
yep. So here's what I want to say about both these guys. I'm not sure exactly which one to take right out the gate because Larry the Cable Guy. Let me say this real quick.
Okay.
Larry the Cable Guy. That's a completely fake persona that he's got on.
Yeah.
Like, he's not that guy. I don't even know if he's from the South, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Daniel
Boston.
Letchworth. What's his name?
Daniel
Lawrence.
Daniel Lawrence.
Whitney.
Yeah, Whitney. Daniel Lawrence. DLW. And, I mean, that's all fake. Again, I don't even know if he's from the South, but he just has become this character because I assume that it was just like a small part of his stand-up routine back in the day.
And it blew up.
And it just did really well. So he was like, I'm just going to do this for an hour when I get on stage. So, I mean, that whole Larry the Cable Guy is kind of fake. But in a way, it's just he's so into it now that it
is him.
It is kind of him. But so on the Tim Allen front, I don't know if you guys know this, but Tim Allen got arrested in the 80s for cocaine.
Yep.
Right? He was dealing cocaine. He got caught with 1.5 pounds for cocaine. You know how? So typically you could serve up to like 5 years for that much. He only serves 2 months because he ratted people out.
Really?
So he was a drug dealer, but he ratted everybody out, which is soft.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, is in some cases, being a snitch, not a good look. Mm-hmm. But in some cases, being a snitch also
makes you Buzz Lightyear.
Well, it makes you like. I mean, if you're going to snitch on somebody and then become a super famous like television star, you're obviously not afraid of like those people coming after you. So
no, I mean,
there's a hint of grit behind that. Here's what I'll say:
he couldn't have been dealing with like super friendly guys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like if he's name dropping like that, like the guys he's dropping are the ones that were supplying.
But there's also, especially back in the day when he was on TV, like you can basically become untouchable if you're one of those guys, right?
Yeah.
He So I'll give you guys a quick stat drop. They both come in at 5'10".
Really? Okay.
Tim Allen rounds out at about $180.
Yeah.
Larry the Cable Guy rounds out at about 237.
So he's got like a 47-pound advantage.
Which means
57 pounds.
Which means he probably could throw bombs, but I don't think that he's going to. Knowing the type of guy he is, I don't think he's going to be light enough on his feet to be able to keep up with Tim Allen, especially if Tim Allen finds himself a couple nose beers before the fight.
That was my
a couple Dustin Johnsons for Tim Allen. He's kicking the shit out of Larry the Cable Guy.
And that was what I was getting at is Larry the Cable Guy, big, a lot of weight to be moving around, you know. Those ankles are going to be taking a beating. Tim Allen's going to be light, quick, feather, you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I feel like Larry the Cable Guy could definitely get out a couple big bursts of power that might, get him just enough. No, that's what I'm saying is
he probably throws bombs.
Oh, yeah,
if he connects, though. But I feel like Tim Allen's light enough on his feet where
he can
relatively
when Larry the Cable Guy comes through and tries to throw that big fat ass right at his.
See, boom, I don't think he would dodge it. I don't think he could dodge Larry the Cable Guy if he threw a haymaker at him. Yeah, I mean, that would have to be the move. But again, I think that Larry might be able to have that single burst of energy just enough to get close enough to grapple him or something.
The only way that Larry the Cable Guy wins this fight is if it's a one-punch knockout to start the fight.
Yeah, he's not hanging.
Like within
rounds.
the first 15 seconds of the fight, if Larry the Cable Guy can one-punch Tim Allen, fight's over. Other than that, I don't think that.
Well, all he's got to do is catch him, because I think once he catches him, Tim Allen's not going to be able to get away.
No, see, but that's not what I'm saying. I think that Larry the Cable Guy has to build the the potential energy in his body, or kinetic, whatever the one it is, to throw that one big punch. And once that punch is thrown, it either knocks out Tim Allen or it doesn't connect, and then he loses the fight eventually. Which it might be extended that process, but you got to remember that Tim Allen's a smart guy. So if I'm Tim Allen, you got to bait Larry the Cable Guy into throwing that first bomb, and then you have
Larry the Cable Guy's definitely not dumb though to play that character like that.
No. But Larry the Cable Guy also knows that's the only way he's going to win that fight.
See, I don't think so.
So Tim Allen, yes, 100%. So Tim Allen has to stay on his feet through that first punch, and then he has to jump on Larry the Cable Guy, get him in the corner before Larry the Cable Guy has enough time to recover and build up enough energy to try to throw another punch. Larry the Cable Guy is like a boss in a boss fight where he throws one
He's got
punch,
that one kind of
and then
special,
and then you've got
back to the
edge
of
like
the
the
screen.
only reason you ever use him in a fight, like if you're using him in a video game, is because you know he's got that one, and that's all you're going for the whole match. And if you don't get that off, it's a loss. Yeah.
I think that I disagree that that's going to be his move. I really do think that he's going to try to grapple Tim Allen, and if he is successful in that, like I'm telling you, like one just burst of energy, burst of speed, grab Timmy, take him to the ground, and then I don't think he can get away.
Timmy wouldn't bode well on the ground.
Yeah.
But that's making a big ups. But also the thing about being on the ground is everybody knows when you're on the ground, that's where you're burning all your energy if you're on top. Mm-hmm. So even if Tim Allen gets put on the ground, if he can keep himself out of submission,
get a roll maybe.
Yeah, he's gonna have the opportunity to spin on Larry the Cable Guy, even though he is a big
ground and pound.
Well, I mean, if either one of them got ground and pound, it's auto loss.
Whoever's receiving the ground and pound, there's no coming back.
No,
right. I think Tim Allen is more likely to receive that than Larry.
See, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
See, because I think that if Larry, the amount of energy that Larry would have to burn in order to get Tim Allen on the ground would have Larry laying on top of Tim Allen more than like ground and pounding him. You know what I mean? Like he got on the ground, he's got to lay on him.
Yeah.
Tim's got to stay alive. Like watch his breathing. Let Larry, get tired out. Reverse it. And then get back to your feet if I'm Tim. I wouldn't even try to ground and pound. I would get back to your feet. Because especially once Larry the Cable Guy's already been on the ground, he's going to be gassed.
I am like fully... I'm watching this fight play out in my head. Like I'm remembering it like it was on TV last night, like a pay-per-view. Larry the Cable Guy, Tim Allen.
And I take Tim Allen's got to be going into that fight like minus 230. Oh, yeah. He wins it every time.
Without a doubt.
9 out of 10 times.
I'll tell you why I'm going to take Tim Allen.
Oh, okay. So now you
I am on Tim Allen. I just don't agree with exactly the way that you are describing the fight. I don't think that's exactly how it goes down.
Well, we have the NA3HL Fighter of the Year in our presence, so I trust his opinion more than yours.
Fair enough.
Yep.
As you should. But I'm going to pick Tim Allen on a character choice because even though Tim Allen did snitch on those guys, he did deal drugs for a while, and Larry the Cable Guy, all the clout that he's built up is on false, that's all fake. It's on
just comedy.
It's a false persona.
Yeah. It's a false persona. I mean, he's, look, he's
fucking pixie dust up here. It's Fugazi.
He's a liar. So Tim Allen, even if he's going to snitch on you, I guess at least you know where you stand with him. And I think that, I don't know if Larry the Cable Guy's ever been arrested, but it probably wasn't for something like selling cocaine.
Probably got a DWI.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and for snitching, you got to have some stones because
seriously, and like Matthew said,
to get into the cocaine dealing game, and then to snitch on the
bigger
people that
stones,
are
and then to go on television and have the #1 show in America.
Be like, hey, remember when I snitched on you guys? Fuck you.
Double birds.
Double birds all over the place.
Yeah. So Timmy's got this one.
I'm gonna lock in Tim too. I think Matthew's on both. That's a 3-0 clean sweep for Timmy. Larry the Cable Guy. As of right now, you're kind of a bitch in our eyes. So unless you're going to step up and show us otherwise,
maybe next week it's Larry the Cable Guy versus Foxworthy.
Yeah, see, both of those guys, I feel like, no offense, I feel like they're kind of pussies just because they built their careers on being being blue collar. But those guys are both, like, multi-fucking millionaires.
Oh, yeah.
And Jeff Foxworthy,
not a
dude,
thing blue collar about being a millionaire.
Nope. And I've seen some.
We know a pretty blue collar millionaire. We won't say it on name.
But I feel like if you get blue collar with
Boomer.
Come on. Completely slipped my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you are like an entertainer that makes a blue collar, like
well, no, I was gonna. I know some very wealthy blue collar people, but I mean, yeah, their job is just not a very blue collar job to be working.
Yeah,
so, right.
The entertainment.
I'm just
that's
saying
where you lose the respect value.
Yeah, I mean, you can't make jokes about like I don't know what they make jokes about baling hay when you could
wrenching on his bowl on the bottom of my car and oil spilled all over me.
Yeah,
they weren't actually doing that.
Exactly.
They were taking their
You
truck
mean your
to
fucking Ferrari, buddy?
That you had at the Monroe
Also, don't
muffler
forget that Tim
abrasion.
Allen is also Santa Claus, so that gives him an instant win right there.
Yes. Santa Claus.
He's magic.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I think there's a movie where Larry the Cable Guy has to like take over for Santa Claus. That sounds like a movie for him. If he hasn't done that already, he's probably hearing that idea and is like, "Oh shit,
yeah,
got to get on that straight to DVD, baby."
Yeah. Larry the Cable Guy, if you
DVD,
listen to this
not even
podcast,
Blu-ray.
come on and defend yourself. Tell us how you would beat Tim Allen's ass. Imagine if we got Larry the Cable Guy on.
I think he's a nice guy for sure.
Oh,
I want him to come on and
he's
defend his
super
honor
nice,
as to how he would beat Tim Allen's ass.
If that happens, I got to get back on. For
Yeah,
that.
well,
Oh yeah, obviously.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you guys land Tim Allen too, I mean, I want to be back for that as well.
If we got Tim Allen, we would probably only talk about his cocaine past and the Santa Claus franchise.
Yeah.
So, greatest podcast of all time.
This might have been the best Who Would Win of the Week that we've ever done because if we could get anybody to come on the show, I feel like it would be Larry the Cable Guy, which would then lead to Tim Allen.
The guy likes to work.
And
the guy likes to work.
Once we have Tim Allen on to defend himself against Larry the Cable Guy, then you know who's next? Dream guest, Nicolas Cage.
Oh my gosh. Definitely, Tim Allen's got connections with Cage.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've got connections with Cage.
They run it.
I mean, everybody knows.
I'm not at liberty to share those connections.
6 degrees of separation, right? Is that what it is? Everybody knows Cage. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this starts with Larry the Cable Guy, and I think that this show is extremely in his wheelhouse. Sitting down, talking, and
Two in the Cooler. That's a very
some
Cable
laughs,
Guy
yeah.
name.
Oh,
but that's the thing again about the false persona. Like Larry the Cable Guy might say he's got 2 in the cooler. He don't got 2 in the cooler.
Oh, Danny boy.
Probably got
no
water
way.
in the cooler.
No way.
Yeah.
But the sitting down and talking is definitely in his wheelhouse.
Couple Coors Lights in
Fighting
the
Tim
cooler.
Allen's out of his wheelhouse.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Vote on that shit.
Yep. Do the Clubhouse also.
Oh,
Fridays
yeah.
at
Fridays
4.
at 4.
Get in the Clubhouse.
Andrew
We had
Canada.
a good one for the Waldo one that we did.
People were going.
We found out some very interesting facts about Waldo.
Come on.
Dude, he had a cartoon.
He's not real. Nobody's ever actually drawn Where's Waldo. Did you
Oh,
know
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. Well, the last episode when we talked about the Waldo stuff and how he's not real, this information that we learned about him only furthers that because what we learned during the Clubhouse for the Who Would Win of the Week at 4 p.m. on Fridays is that Waldo had a cartoon that was like 13 episodes in like 1991
All right.
where the premise of the show is a wizard gives Waldo a magic stick, and Waldo can then use that to travel through space and time and dimensions.
So that's why
with his
Waldo
dog.
ends up in all these pictures.
That's why Waldo is trapped in the books.
Wow.
That's why the show only got 13 episodes, I think, because it
Ended.
had to end because they couldn't find Waldo. He was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, how
Waldo's
do you
a
keep
pussy.
carrying out that story? You couldn't. You have to end it. You can't carry that storyline forever. Just looking for Waldo constantly, never finding him?
It was called Where's Wally was the theme name of the show, and it had a pretty good
theme song.
Yeah.
I believe it.
It was pretty solid. There's a few topics that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, but we don't have to.
No,
if
get
you don't
involved.
want.
Yeah,
But
we got a couple minutes.
So there's just some things that I thought I heard this week that were wild.
Okay, we'll touch on them.
Number one, Caitlyn Jenner running for governor of California?
I also saw that. I wasn't sure if that was a joke or not.
No, she's doing it, dude.
That's
Is Arnold pissed? Is he still the governor out there?
No, he hasn't been for like. He hasn't been
know.
for
California's an irrelevant state.
Yeah.
a long time.
That state sucks.
don't really like
But
California that much.
she's gonna run when they like do the recall of Gavin Newsom. She's gonna run against him. So the thing about Caitlyn Jenner is that she's like
She used to
super
be a man.
conservative.
I was just gonna say, I feel like she could. I feel like that could be a wild card.
It is a wild card. She's openly against gay marriage and like all for real, man.
Which is crazy.
Isn't it
That is
crazy?
so contradictory.
She's
But
openly
that's-
against
Isn't
gay.
it? Isn't it? Is that?
It
would that
feels
be
that way.
Would that be
Feels-
But you know
considered-
what? I don't know, man. Everybody's.
But she wasn't married. But she wasn't married when she went from a he to a she. They were divorced, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But
so technically, she was never in a gay marriage.
And now she is into men now. Right?
Oh, is that true? No, I
I-
thought she was into women.
So
I'm not.
she's-
I'm honestly
She
not
can't
sure
be-
because I don't think
into
she.
women.
She was into women.
If she's against.
Yeah.
If she's
No, but that's a completely different thing though. Is like liking ladies and then just like feeling like your body is different.
But if
you know what I mean?
feel like a lady and you like you
no, but
change everything
she's
to
like,
be a
yeah,
lady,
she wants to
Yeah.
be a
and then you
woman.
want to like other ladies.
Yeah.
Then that would be.
gay.
And she said she's
Right.
against that.
So
Right.
that's what we're saying.
So-
is that's
Oh,
a guy-
okay.
she's
Oh,
a-
got you,
yes,
got you, got you.
yes.
Yeah, I
So
have
she
no
has
idea.
to like.
Men.
I don't know.
I would. Well, yeah, I guess so. I guess that makes sense. I've
don't
heard
know.
that she. I don't know which one she.
But
is.
then that means
controversial.
It's
yeah,
controversial.
because
It's
that
been-
means that then previous. Well, I guess I don't know because who knows what she was into before she just before
But so here's
she
the
determined
like.
breaking
she decided to be
news.
Caitlyn.
What is the woke capital of America gonna do? One of them when, because to not vote for her is transphobic.
Oh, yeah.
But to vote for her
Is homophobic?
is
So what do they do?
Wow.
is homophobic. So what are they gonna do? It's a mind blowing experience. So let's see. I bet you. I feel like
Quite a conundrum.
this is
Yeah,
gonna-
this is crazy.
This is, I mean, this is a crazy thing to say, but like, you know, we're gonna get canceled for it. But like speculating, let's say you are one of these like woke people that like you know
Stay woke.
just stay a little too woke maybe.
Oh yeah.
What if you have to make the call?
What's worse?
What's worse,
Being
homophobia
homophobic
or being
transphobic?
transphobic?
See, I don't know.
See-
Can someone that is that woke make that call?
What I would
think
assume.
what's going to happen? A bunch of
What
heads
I-
just explode.
what
in the
I would
polling booths?
assume is that people probably just don't vote for her. Like a woke person just doesn't vote for her. at
But
all.
it's
Maybe-
woke to vote though, Matthew.
Yeah,
to
vote
not-
for somebody else.
Independent.
But
party.
but how can you? But even it's not just that not voting for
Because
her is
it's still transphobic to
right
not vote
to vote
for her.
against her is transphobic, man. So these people are in a big pickle.
Yeah.
So, but here's the other
Sorry.
thing: is like Arnold did in fact become governor of California. As he's a pretty conservative dude, I would say even more than pretty conservative. He did become governor of California because he's a movie star, I guess. So if you can do that,
I feel like if you carry that kind of weight that that movie star that famous weight, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got that type of luggage. I feel like you can get the woke crowd behind you fairly easily.
Right, it
Even
doesn't-
if you have views that oppose.
That's
those.
That's another person that's lived a crazy life. You went from being Mr. Universe.
Yeah.
well, even
to a
before
movie
that,
star.
he was just living in Austria, and like made his. I mean, that guy's made the American dream in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I can't
Mr.
remember-
Universe into a movie star into governor of California. What a sequence of events. Okay. Aside from the Caitlyn Jenner topic, what else was on your list of things to bring up?
prostitution is like decriminalized in New York now, or that's what they're gonna do.
Really.
They're not gonna like prosecute people
For selling their bodies
for selling
sex?
their bodies for all that stuff.
That
So-
seems like a slippery slope.
Yeah, I feel like that could be opening up the gates to something.
But
that,
isn't
know, man.
prostitution decriminalized in Canada? Hasn't it been for years?
I think that's
Isn't
correct.
what Sweden?
We should
or,
check. We should look that up. Well, Amsterdam.
A bunch
it's
of
just-
European
Amsterdam. It's
countries-
like fully
A bunch of
legal.
European
Yeah.
countries have some wacky
Yeah.
rules like that.
So, well, here's the thing: if you do make it legal, then that definitely, I think, protects the prostitutes more, right? Because if you make it illegal, that's when you have to do the underground, the whole pimp situation comes in and that sort of thing. So, I mean, it can be, look, they call it the oldest profession for a reason, right? Like people it's been around forever and it's not going away.
No.
So if it's not going away, maybe you then just accept that and you're like, okay, well, if it's not going away, let's try and do something to, one, if you can do it like weed and like tax it. If you can start taxing people's pussies, which is not a good slogan.
We live in New York State. There's no way they're passing that without getting a good tax on it.
That's what I'm saying.
We get taxed on everything.
And then
we're getting taxed right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, podcast tax. That's big in New York. And then so if you could tax it, and then because you always, again, like the weed thing, you always have to have a selling point. Mm-hmm. And also, it's just true. Like, I think it's beneficial. Like, protect the people that are doing this, you know?
PTP, protect the prostitutes.
They're not going to stop, so you might as well try to keep them a little more safe,
is
what you're saying.
We should sell PTP buttons.
PTP buttons. I mean, teespring.com. Let's put that merch up tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
The day it comes out. We can make those shirts easily. Yeah. Just write PTP on it.
Yeah.
Nobody's,
Times New Roman. Boom.
Times New Roman. Yep. Look out. That's going to be. You can buy them in all different colors on at teespring.com right now. They're going to be out tomorrow.
That's wild, though.
So does decriminalization, does that mean?
I don't know.
What is the difference there?
So
because they're not going to prosecute against
you could still,
but it's not.
You're still not allowed to do it, but you can't.
Because weed's been
decriminalized. You can't really
decriminalized.
get in trouble for it then, but you're not.
You can.
I
don't know the truth. I'll Google it.
I was gonna say you can still get in trouble or no.
Well, it's not. I mean, it doesn't say that it's legal, so there must be some room for you to get.
I feel like
something.
It doesn't really get much farther than them saying, "Don't do this."
Right, like a slap on the wrist. Because they decriminalized weed in a bunch of places a while back, and still isn't. What was the deal with that?
Yeah.
Typically, decriminalization means no arrest, prison time, or criminal record for the first time. Oh, this is just about weed, but I wasn't.
Well, I mean, maybe
weed.
that could fall into that category.
The
I wouldn't be surprised if they're setting it up in a very similar way.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know.
Yeah, sure.
It just means that. So in most decriminalized states, like offenses are treated like a minor traffic violation. So you're still getting in trouble for it, but it's not a major crime anymore.
Yeah. Maybe a ticket. You're going.
Okay.
You're there with everybody else going. Yeah.
I will say,
like it's not a felony,
right? You guys said slippery slope. I don't know, man. I
guess it's not that slippery of a slope, but
it's not slippery, but it's slick slope.
Well, the thing is, like,
watch your foot.
I've heard basically all I've heard about people that go into that Amsterdam red light district is that, like, you see some crazy stuff, but it's kind of cool. But I feel like if you had to live there, like, I imagine that sort of having a red light district like that is probably such a lucrative business.
I wonder if they tax it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you do, and as we've established, they certainly will.
So now you're going to have to file taxes as a prostitute.
Yeah, I was going to say if it's state or federally,
right?
Any like. You're gonna be taxed, and there's gonna be.
That's a funny thing to have to file taxes for.
Well, I know some people that
like W-2s like
occupation, sucking that dick,
sucking dicks.
But like I know people that work at banks, and they've had some like prostitutes come in and stuff, like set up accounts and.
What are they just bringing cash in all the time? Is that what they say?
Yeah. Traveler's checks.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I think that if you set that up somewhere, as it could certainly become a big tourist thing, but maybe not the type of tourist that you want, because
probably
a lot of it would bring a lot of people who live in places where it is fully illegal, and those people are obviously going to be like very pent up, prone to deviant behavior, I feel like. So that might bring some stuff in that you don't want, but at the end of the day, if it helps protect, like, I don't know what the stats of prostitute deaths are, but if we can bring those numbers down, they got to be pretty high. But if we can bring those numbers down,
there's some professions out there that have like some pretty high mortality.
I would say like 80% of the episodes of Criminal Minds are about prostitutes getting murdered.
Yeah, I was gonna say that there's some occupations that have very high mortality rates. That's got to be near the top of the list, if it's not the top of the list.
Like what do you think the most? I'm gonna look up.
I watched a video not long ago, and I'm pretty sure prostitution was number one.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's a tough thing, man. Like,
that was like above like coal mining.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because, wow,
I mean, then again, this is YouTube, so it's
I mean,
not like
I don't think that. I don't think that. This is a scary stat. This website has top 25 most dangerous jobs in the United States. The first one. Oh, I got an ad. The first one is logging, which I feel like that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Fertility rate 111 per 100,000 workers.
I thought you were about to say 111%.
Total deaths in 2000.
I was like, Jesus.
But this is the thing. So total deaths in 2018 were 56. Average salary $41,000. That's not a lot of money to be putting your life on the line.
No way.
But this is the fucked up part that I was getting to. Prostitutes aren't on this list. But the second one,
probably not like
the
official profession.
The second most
How do you count those numbers?
The second most dangerous profession is aircraft pilots.
Yeah, that was in the video I watched. That was up there too. That one, yeah. Logging, coal mining, airplane pirates, or pilots, not
airplane
pirates.
Is probably also a dangerous profession. Yeah, that's probably a very dangerous profession.
Can we get a T-shirt, airplane with like a pirate flying it, like Captain Jack or something?
Yes, these are all great ideas.
Yeah.
Yes, they're going up. I mean, that one we'll get Mark to do a logo for that,
Yeah.
so that'll take a couple days. But what was I'll listen back to it and hear what those PTP protect the toots, protect those toots, folks, protect the prostitutes. Yeah. So, but I mean, there's a thing like with any kind of sex worker, there's also a stigma to it that like. Prostitution, I guess, is a little different because I feel like you got to be pretty involved in that world.
I feel like any sex worker,
and also
you
there's
have to just understand that there's a stigma behind what you're doing.
Sure.
You just got to embrace it.
Sure. Yeah, that you got to realize
embrace
that's part
or
of the job.
ignore like one or the other.
Some people don't though, dude. Like
How do you go into that without knowing? Like, oh yeah, people are gonna
judge me for sucking dicks for money.
I just was listening to this podcast,
and I'm not saying this a bad way, but I feel like you shouldn't feel bad at the same time for kind of judging somebody who sucks dicks for money.
Ooh.
Oh, so you're playing devil's advocate.
You feel like it should be okay to judge those folks?
You think it should be okay.
I mean, you can't yell stuff at them in the streets, but like, you know what I mean? You should be able
well, I'm not going to lie. I was thinking it, but I wasn't going to say it.
Well, you know what?
Thanks for saying it.
Yeah,
I mean, you know.
I kind of hear you in the way that like
I feel like
everybody, hold on.
It's not politically correct to do it, but you shouldn't be judged for having a mindset of like, I kind of judge that person.
Maybe we are so woke.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we're just too woke.
We're woke enough to see that side and be like, you know what, that's fine.
Well, here's the thing: is like,
who are they to judge us?
Maybe it's not.
I mean, I'm pretty
right.
woke, so.
Maybe it's not cool to
stupid woke,
or maybe it's okay to judge it because like everybody judges everybody all the time for like the littlest stuff. So like, you know me, I get mad at people for like really small things. So like, if I'm gonna judge somebody for chewing too loud, is that worse than judging somebody for being a prostitute?
I don't know, because I definitely have been in the.
I don't know.
I've been in the scenario where I've.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just because it's such a.
I hate loud chewing.
It seems like such a blatant thing that.
It's very judgeable. Very judgeable.
So
and you got to know that going into it. If you're signing up for that.
So I don't know. Like I mean I wouldn't judge. Like also sometimes these people get thrown into these situations, right, where that's kind of their only option, or they feel like that's their only option. So can you judge them for that? And is that separate? Is that separate from the actual act of doing it? Is the feeling like you have to? I don't know, man. I don't know. So, I mean, I wouldn't judge anybody, but
Caitlyn Jenner,
you can't. If you're not going to judge anybody, you can't judge anybody for judging.
Protect the prostitutes.
Other people and protect the prostitutes. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just about as good a spot to end it as any. Unless you've got something else for me.
I mean, I got some more stuff we could talk about if you're up for.
I have a question for you guys. Is it fucking super hot in here?
Is it?
I'm like, are you warm?
I mean, I'm pretty comfortable.
I'm actually comfortable. Warm. I thought because I specifically kind of messed with the air conditioning today because I feel like the past couple it's been hot. Maybe not last week, but it was hot.
I'm pretty warm. It's like in here.
Well, you can turn that dial if you feel like it, get it going, but it's all right.
I feel like we're on the way out. That's why I said it.
Yeah. Well. We can leave it at that. I mean,
what else you got? If it's a quick thing.
I don't know, man. It's just this one's a little more interesting to me because of the Oscars. Nobody watched the Oscars. We're not saying anything new.
Is it that joke dumb. That the Jeffrey Epstein joke. Did you see that video clip? It was all over Twitter.
No.
What's that guy's name? Who hosted this year?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I didn't watch.
Nobody watches the Oscars anymore. That's the whole point.
I've never been in
There was
award
just
show.
Right.
it's that
they got
that
like
British
under.
dude. It's that British dude.
I did see they got like a very.
What's his name?
Was that an old clip?
Freaking.
Yeah, I think
that's got to be an old clip. Yeah, because he
What is
usually
that
hosts
dude's
the
name?
Golden Globe. Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. He made.
That was probably an
It
old
was.
one.
He made a joke about like the fact that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. And then like everybody laughed and then but like it was kind of like a chuckle laugh and then he was like, "Oh, like don't get too upset. I know it was all your friends. I could see it on his face on your faces."
See,
and
no,
then
I
they
do
were
remember
zooming
that.
in on
I've
people's
seen the
faces
video.
and they were all like,
they were sitting there.
yeah.
Man. That was the best. I was talking about these award shows with my buddy today because the Oscars got like barely 10 million, I think, viewers, which is like fucking insane. They had 23 million last year, and that was the lowest ever.
Bro, it's so fucking hot in here.
Well, you just turned up the thing, so it's all right.
It's fucking 78 degrees in here.
Really?
That's fucking okay.
I feel like I'm crazy because I was like, yeah, I'm comfortable.
Yeah, me too. I didn't realize it was that hot.
Hot as hell.
But
so like the only ones that I think some people would still watch are like, because the Tonys and the Grammys, you can watch those for like because they do like performances and stuff, and then the Golden Globes you can watch because Ricky Gervais is gonna rip into people. But if you have a show like the Oscars, like people just disenfranchised with that shit anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, you get a lot of people talking about these millionaires getting up and talking about climate change and shit like that.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to hear it.
It's pretty political, and people, I feel like if they're watching it, they're not watching it for the politics. They're watching it to see other stuff. So.
Yeah, especially because I feel like that used to be the only glimpse into like Hollywood, and it was like these are these people. It's kind of what we talked about with Preston, right? Like these are people these are the untouchables up on top of this big mountain.
What their life is actually but now you do. So it's not as interesting to hear them go up and talk about their dumb political shit. Yeah.
Yep.
And so I feel like that's why like the people who are on the bubble of like I'll watch it because it's entertaining. Don't watch it anymore because they're like, I don't want to hear this.
There's no value in it, and I don't think that's what people necessarily want from their stars anymore either. It's to have them like.
So my fuck you of the week then this week is to the Oscars.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, fuck you Oscars.
Fuck you to the week.
I'll
even double it up.
We got to find a sponsor. If anybody out there wants to sponsor,
Teespring.com. Fuck you Oscars. Yeah, yo, we do. That's a good idea, Andy. Yeah. We should get a sponsor for the Fuck You of the Week.
Well, we need a sponsor for the Who Would Win, obviously. If anybody wants to sponsor the Fuck You of the Week as well, that's also good.
Yeah.
You get a lot of, it's got to be, I feel like some hot sauce company or something would sponsor that.
I'd get a Frank's
If you got a Frank's sponsor.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Imagine how much Frank's I would, as if I don't eat Frank's with every meal anyway, but.
Louisiana hot?
Oh my God. Louisiana Supreme Hot Sauce, the GOAT. Oh. Doesn't really exist anymore, but if you can find a bottle, it's literally worth its weight in gold.
I was just
yeah, see, I know. We're cooking with peanut oil. That's what we do. Andy?
Never cook with anything less.
I love you.
I love you too.
Metzi, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thanks for having me.
I know.
We'll fire it up again soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love
Gotta
it.
be a repeat guest.
And to end the podcast, quick question. It's just a one-word answer.
Yes.
Could you twist Logar up like a pretzel?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get out of here. Andy,
shit,
I took your fucking line. I try not to say it, but it's so used to you saying it that sometimes that's what I'm thinking as the show ends. I love you.
I love you too.
And fuck you, Oscars.
Fuck you, Oscars. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.